From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hi, this is Matthew Leach. I played First Sergeant Talbot in Band of Brothers.
Hi, this is licensed battlefield guide Paul Bailey.
Hi, I'm Dale Fetzer.
Hi, I'm John Rothman.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
Hi, this is Anthony Bordner. I'm a huge fan of Addressing Gettysburg. It is the greatest and most quality podcast ever. And you're listening to it right now. God, you're so lucky.
Don't ever go on America Got Talent. You won't make it.
I didn't know something. Did you say Lincoln?
Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill.
Don't give them fuel.
Third Marine Infantry Regiment.
I could house that list.
You're listening to
Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, and the bells moray.
Unmute me! All right, you're unmuted, Eric. Oh, God. What do Robert E. Lee and Matty C. have in common?
Dysentery.
We both ate bad cherries at Gettysburg, yes. Hi, everybody. How are you? I hope you're doing well. This is going to be a shorter show because I woke up this morning with I don't know what. Okay. Dysentery. We're going to call it that. We're going to call it a little bit of the food poisoning, maybe.
Botulism.
Whatever it is, I did not have a pleasant morning. I almost barfed at a therapist's office. And I actually left the appointment early. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to be sick. So let's not do this on your floor. And then I sat in the car and I had I just had to like choke it down. I'm like, I'm not doing this on the street like a junkie, you know. I'm doing this at home like a normal human being. And I barely got home. Your speaker's on again.
No, it's not.
Well, somebody's.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. It's you. It's always you.
I don't hear it. I have these things on.
And let me just lower the camera here because I can't really sit up straight without being in pain. What else was it? What was I saying?
That this is pathetic.
Oh, and then I'm laying there, and my stomach is feeling like just a terrible pain, and it's starting to hurt my back, and I'm like, well, I feel like I'm going to explode, you know?
Uh-huh.
And finally, I feel saliva.
It's evil.
In mass quantities, and I'm like, no. Now, listen to this. And I told you this backstage or behind in the room or whatever. You didn't believe me.
I don't believe you on this.
But I have not vomited for non-alcohol reasons in my adult years but twice. This is number 2. The first time was because I took a handful of vitamins on an empty stomach, and my stomach was like, nope, and it pushed it all out. And then this, whatever this is, and then the saliva, and then I run into the bathroom, and just all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose.
You're gonna play that damn.
I'm gonna play this one here, even though it's. Yep, that's what it was, and that's what I said was, oh, God, it was terrible, and all there was in the toilet was cherries. I didn't have any breakfast. I didn't even have coffee this morning. Barely had any water because my stomach was feeling weird. I had the cherries at what, 9, 10 o'clock last night?
Yeah, that's what food poisoning does to you.
Takes a while, huh?
Uh-huh. And whatever it was that is not digested is what
comes out.
Is what caused it.
Oh. Well, the cherries.
Let me tell you the number of times I've had food poisoning. It's a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I see some people.
You don't get this weight without having some food poisoning every once in a while.
I'll tell you what.
Have you ever
Bethany.
seen Mr. Creosote in
Who?
Meaning of Life?
I don't
Is that Monty Python?
Oh.
I've seen them all, but I was never one of those guys.
Well, the really fat guy. That's me.
Okay.
That eats everything.
Oh, why you say that? That's not nice.
He's more concerned because I said I was a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, why are you more... Why are you calling yourself a guy? No. It's wonderful that you're a guy. So anyway, but then once I barfed, and I mean it was a lot of barfing. Mm-hmm. The barf made me want to barf, and it was just this vicious cycle of bleh, bleh. And I'm
sure the people on the chat.
Oh, I know. Everybody loves it. It's because dinner time too, right?
Yeah, they're all like, let's make dinner right now.
Yes. Anyway,
some cherry pie.
So once that was done, though, I felt better.
Mm-hmm.
I felt better.
But then it came back.
But
for round 2,
it's starting to. Something's happening now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that's why we're starting early.
This is normal.
Yeah, great. Well, thank God there's a bathroom downstairs. So we're going to do a short show today, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why we started early, because I might die, and good night. Thank you very much for tuning in. The title of this episode is Get Out of the Car Tours, Hit by Canister, The Line, Staggers, or something like that. What is that all about? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Have you barfed or pooped? No?
Not today.
All righty. So how about you, Cindy?
Hi, Mike.
I'm all good.
6 questions.
All
Lance is
good.
back there. Let's say hi to everybody in the back for a moment there. Hi, 6 questions. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, good. And how about you? I saw Debbie walked in. How's Debbie?
Hi, I'm all right. How are you?
Well, you're better than me, but it sounds like.
So I apparently have heard.
Yes. I'm starting to feel a fever come on. I'm like sensitive to the touch, so this should be good. But I said no. Everybody's like, you sure you want to do a show? And what did I say?
I got to tell them about the Get Out of the Car Tours.
I got to tell them about the Get Out of the Car Tours. These are my peeps. And I must tell them, even if it means I die right here in front of them on camera, going viral with my death. Thank you, whoever's clapping in the back.
Mike is overjoyed in here. Right?
It's like it's finally not me.
I'm very concerned because if you haven't drank any water today,
I've been drinking it now.
Let's be honest. If we were doing a betting line on who was going to die first here, I was the one on the leaderboard.
Yeah,
so,
you were.
Yeah.
But maybe we could break it up into categories. Like, I'll be health reasons. You could be accident reasons. Like, we can have different reasons why we die. But no. Okay. So what we're gonna do is there's no need to be concerned. Why are you concerned?
Because when I got here, you were walking like you had just been.
Well, I haven't had any. I'm dehydrated. I haven't had any water. But I started drinking water just a little bit ago.
Oh, because that'll solve the whole day of not drinking. Sure.
Well, actually, no. Then my stomach started feeling bad because I can't even keep down the water. What are you whispering back there?
He's saying, Matt, you have botulism. We should probably stop the show.
Probably go to the doctor. All right, so this is what we'll do here. Eric, if you want to, Eric's doing the camera. Colby's not here. His parents are in town, and they went up to Viagra Falls. And so they're not. He's not here to help
Colby.
us. Colby. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So he
Wait,
called
is this
me.
where I'm supposed to pay attention? I didn't think Colby paid attention, so I wasn't.
He doesn't. What you want to do is you want to scroll down and you want to find break 2, and that's what you're gonna hit. Tell me when you have it, and then I'll close this out on the first segment
in
here.
Alphabetical order. All right, second break.
Doesn't do break 2 or second break. I don't know what
break.
it's called. All right.
The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent his life collecting and preserving history through artifacts ranging from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, World War II, presidential items, pop culture, and more. His museum is free and open to visitors Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 5 p.m., where you can stop by and immerse yourself in some of the most amazing artifacts that you would never believe exist in the middle of Gettysburg. If you're a fan of Band of Brothers and Everything Easy Company, you'll love his exhibit featuring the Dick Winters collection and artifacts from D-Day. You can even own your own piece of history by buying one of the many relics they have for sale in the museum and on the website gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. The Gettysburg Museum of History is a non-profit 501c3 organization with a foundation that allows all purchases and donations to keep the museum operating and open free of charge. They have been featured on the History Channel, the Travel Channel, the Smithsonian Channel, and the Science Channel. Now you can check them out on American Artifact, the series on the YouTube channel, The History Underground. So that's the Gettysburg Museum of History at 219 Baltimore Street or the GettysburgMuseumofHistory.com.
Who can forget the sounds of the 60s?
The 1860s. I can't, and you can't either. Now, there's Marching Through Georgia, the exciting new album by Billy Webster. All of your favorite hits of the 1860s in one place. Such hits as Gary Owens, the Battle Hymn of the Republic, All Quiet Along the Potomac Tonight, Marching Through Georgia, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Go to billysongs.com and order your digital download of Billy Webster's Marching Through Georgia today. That's billysongs.com. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
If you're a lover of history, then go to trhistorical.com. There you'll find apparel, drinkware, decor, and more, featuring a wide range of interests from the ancient world to the Cold War. Looking to make an impression with the perfect gift? Well, TR Historical now offers gift cards and a vintage wrapping service for a truly unique presentation. And our listeners will receive 10% off plus free shipping in the U.S. when you use promo code GBERG1863. So go to trhistorical.com, TR Historical, for the love of history.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Address in Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Address in Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
The hair's mussed up on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again.
Fight the battle against being slow with Little Ground Top Bro. Yeah! Well, it's Little Ground Top, folks. Listen, this has been flying off the shelves. It's as if the bags were made with wings, but they weren't. They're flying off the shelves because you guys are awesome. You either went to addressinggettysburg.com/cafe, or you came right into the store. I'll tell you, I was told that they had 14 on the shelf starting on June 1st. And when we went in there, when was that? Sunday? We went in there at some point.
So that was the second, I think.
And then the second, there were 4 left. Went in there on Monday. 3 left.
Oh.
No. So and I don't know what they are now. But they can always put more. It's not a one-time only thing, folks. It is forever and ever, amen, until we decide otherwise. You can also order it online. I know Mitchell Randall ordered some. He said, it's delicious, just like your eyebrows, Matt. I never understood his fascination with my eyebrows. Nobody's ever said anything like that. Addressing Gettysburg and Bantam Roasters are excited to present a brand new offering to AG's Getty's Nerd TM community. If you're a lover of coffee or you know one, pick up a bag of Little Ground Top today. It's expertly roasted by the amazing team at Bantam Roasters in Gettysburg. And this blend offers notes of cacao, wildflowers, and toasted sugar. It's available in whole bean or ground. Again, addressinggettysburg.com/cafe to order your bags. And I am saying bags plural on purpose because you're going to do that. And you can do it at the store as well. Bantam, what is it?
People.
Yes.
Lots of people have bought them.
Have boughten is the proper.
Sorry, boughten
yes.
them.
Well, and there's more of that coming down the pike right now, especially after they hear the news in the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Gettysburg, addressinggettysburg.com/cafe or at Bantam Roasters, 82 Steinway Avenue, Gettysburg, New Jersey. Oh, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
I was going to say.
Oh,
that
boy.
was on purpose.
What a day.
For the next segment, I'm going to do this.
Good idea. I might as well put one of those on my chair.
Gettysburg's first and premier podcast about living in and visiting Gettysburg has returned from that long commercial break. Thanks for sticking around. Here's Matt.
So I want to tell you a story real quick before we get into this. Back in 1963, a young singer named Bobby Darin was having several drinks with the boys, and he hit his head. A lot of people don't know this. He hit his head one time. And it kind of, what's going on? Bobby Darin head, you know? And so when he kind of came to this phrase that he didn't understand it. This phrase was running through his head. All he knew is whatever this phrase was, it was doomed. And it had to do with history. And so Bobby Darin, whose real name was something Italian.
Bobito.
Look that up, please. No. There's a good. It's not Crocetti. That's Dean Martin. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, he grabbed the guys. He says, "Boys, let's go into the studio, and let's record this song. It's just a sketch of a song. I'll work on it later, but I got to get it down before I sober up and forget about it." And here is what he did all those years ago in the cold months of February 1963.
Goodbye, get out of the car tours. We shall see you no more. It seems free tours are verboten. No more the flag you'll be totin'. History can't be free.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what in the world is free, right? Oh, what a sad song. Oh, those strings. Beautiful. But in all seriousness...
I was waiting for How's That Loaf.
No, Bobby didn't know about that back then.
Walden Robert Casoto?
Casoto, that's right. Walden Robert Casoto, that's right. Bobby Darin is a much better name for a singer. Yeah, that's what he gave us. And somehow the Walk Tallers, who are also music historians, knew about this rare recording and sent it in and said, did you know Bobby Darin knew about you long before you were born? And I was like, no. All right, so here's the story. Here's the story, folks. And I'm going to just, if you don't mind, I'm going to lay down on the floor and hold the microphone down. No, I'm just teasing. I'm exaggerating just a chunk. All right. I got an email from the park. I'm going to read it to you. I'm not naming names, but this isn't about that, okay? And I'll tell you something. Let me preface it with this.
I covered my...
Let me preface it with this.
No, this is my logo.
Oh, no, I'm not going to say anything. No. I'm not saying anything against the Park Service.
Gettysburg Foundation covered that up.
When one of the reasons, the main reason that the Get Out of the Car tours are free is because I believe that, you got to make your living, but when you can, and if you're doing what I do, you should make as much as possible free. And I know I'm always talking about Patreon and there's always commercials and stuff, but that's how you make as much as possible free. And the Get Out of the Car tours were one of those things. Why did I want that to be free? Because I think that there are too many things that restrict people's access to their history and to their park. And, certain people, they're very interested in history and they will scrimp and save and they'll go digging in the couch cushions to do a $35 tour with whoever. And there are other people who go, I'd really like to, but we're saving for a baby now or this, that, or whatever. And so they don't. And then there's people who are like, I really am not interested in history, but, well, there's this tour going on today and we happen to be in town because we're nearby. And we said, well, it's a nice day. Let's go check out Gettysburg. Oh, look, there's a bunch of idiots carrying a flag. Let's see what that's about. Oh, it's free? Oh, well, then, yes, we'll join you. And that was always the idea. Even though I wasn't aware that group size was an issue, and that's not really what the issue is, although it is, but it isn't. It's about the resource. But I thought that we were okay at not having to get a permit because it was free. Mm-hmm. That's only in regards to the commercial use permit, mm-hmm. which if I were to charge, I would have to get one. Correct. This is a special use permit. Mm-hmm. And it's it basically they want to know how big your group is, what the idea of the event is, the route it's going to take if it's a tour. What are you going to do? I've heard from people who have done this that it asks what are you going to say, but I was told when I had my meeting yesterday they don't ask you what you're going to say. So I don't know where I got it from somebody who claimed to have filled one out and was told you can't say that here or something like that. But so I don't know. And, they want to know where you're going to go. And then they're going to say, no, there's an interpretive program going on there that day, or that's going to be closed. So it's just they want to know what's going on everywhere so that there isn't a big fustercluck. And for those of you at home, I'm sorry I've got gum in my mouth, but I'm very dry right now because I'm pretty dehydrated, so I need something. I was going to suck on a pebble like the Native Americans used to do out in the plains, but I couldn't find one that I didn't think was dirty. So, anyway, here we go. I need to talk to you, please, about your Get Out of the Car tours on the battlefield. Based on what I see on your website, You need a special use permit for these tours, even as they are free. The reason for a permit requirement is that these tours are being advertised to the public, which I didn't understand that part, and also advertised going off the beaten path, which I explained was a euphemism. We mostly stay on paved or mowed paths anyway. Once in a while, we have gone across fields, but there's usually paths going through them. Resource impacts as well as impacts to regular visitors' experience, park programming, etc. are concerned, and a permit is necessary. If you are filming these tours and then generating income with them by airing them on your YouTube or other platforms, you may also need a commercial filming permit. So I heard that, and I went to the patrons Monday when I got this email, and I read it to them, and I said, we're done with the get out of the car tours. I've always said if they come after me, we're done, because I pay Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm willing to pay to keep these free. So the other option is I just incur more expense to make them free. I don't make them free and I charge you, but now I have to get a commercial use permit, which is like $250 more than the special use permit.
$300.
And they take a cut.
15%.
They take a cut. I don't take a cut again.
Yeah, of what? No, it's not 15%. No. It's like 2. Or like 0.15. It's not 15%. Are you kidding me? Where'd you hear that?
It might be different for us. Go ahead.
Oops. You mean you and Mark?
Yeah. Mark and I.
Yeah, Mark and you.
Yeah, and Ezra.
Well, anyway,
who does tours out on
I don't want to do that. I'm one of these people, and I know there's a million arguments to this, but I'm one of these people who believes my taxes should cover everything. And it's hard enough to work and earn that money to have it taken. I'm just, the principle of it is just not. So, however, I'm not a child. I understand this is how the world works. I have a good relationship, I think, with the Park Service.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy my relationship with the Park Service. I want to continue my relationship with the Park Service. I would like to do more with the Park Service. And so now that means my options are either raise money to do these or close them up.
Mm-hmm.
And the patrons overwhelmingly said, don't close them, we'll pitch in. To which I replied, you guys are very nice, but you have to understand this has made my expense to do this go from the guide fee, which is $150. It just went up this year, but before that it was, I forget what it was, but it's over $150 now. Okay, which is, what did we say? $912. So $912 a year for Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this permit is per event. There's 6 of them, so now add $600 onto that.
Okay.
So $20 here, $5 here, $10 there, not going to do it. And so that's why I'm like, I don't want to, no, don't just, and the amount of man hours now to do these has increased. Prior to this, Lewis would think he'd get ideas for a tour. In August, he would give me a rudimentary list.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, yeah, I like these. These are good. And then he'd take that time until December and he would develop them. And then we would get together and put them in an order that we thought made sense narratively. And then January, he'd come up for a day and we would record 10, 15-minute promos, of for the tours. My involvement, the amount of work, the reason I never really cared if I made any money is because I don't really do a lot for it. Lewis does the lion's share of the work. And he does a great job with it, and he does it loyally, and he does it every year. And so I'm like, let him have all the glory, let him have all the money. That's as it should be.
Yeah.
But now I have to fill out permits, and I have to, with Lewis, probably because I don't know what his route is, I don't know what his plans are. We're going to have to describe these things. I don't know how long that takes. I don't know how detailed it's going to be. I also know that they're probably going to come back to us and say mitigation here, blah, 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 blah. And so it's this never-ending back and forth, theoretically, even if it isn't, even if most of the time it's pretty straightforward, I don't have the time and the wherewithal to do it. So now I'm like, okay, now if I'm going to have to do all this work, I do want to get paid for this.
Mm-hmm.
Now my Gandhi, my inner Gandhi is gone. Okay. But I'm not going to charge people for it because I believe very heavily that it should still be free for anyone because this is everybody's history. And now more than ever, it is most important that we learn our Civil War history. And Gettysburg is the gateway to that. And so I want to do everything I can to the people that I have reached to encourage them to come and to provide an event for them to come to, as opposed to just saying, yeah, you should come and visit Gettysburg sometime and then leave it to them to, well, what do? We try to provide through this show, through the events we hold, we try to provide the thing for you to do. So where do we go from here? Okay, so completely unrelated to this, a listener from Massachusetts,
Mm-hmm.
Timothy Day, called me over the winter, and he's like, you keep talking about all these projects that you have ideas for, and you keep needing funding for, and stuff like that, and he's like, we need to figure out a way to do that. And I said, yeah, we do, because I can't figure it out. So he's been putting together a nonprofit. Now the nonprofit was, he mentioned, one of the things we could do is fund the Get Out of the Car tours. The other thing we could do is fund, the videos that you're talking about producing. And I said yes, and also a network of podcasts. We need an app that we're going to build for it. Like, Casey and I are working on this. There's a lot that we need a lot of money for.
Mm-hmm.
And a 501c3 would be a good idea for that because, you actually get a write-off when you donate to them, as opposed to donating to, whatever. Now, this isn't to replace like the income I get off the show. That's a separate entity. I have nothing to do with this nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
It's created to support projects, educational projects and events that we want to do, but we need the money for. So now, it'll be through that we fund these. But it's not ready yet. We just got approved by the state of Massachusetts today, and he's waiting to hear back from Pennsylvania about operating in Pennsylvania as well. And then, of course, hearing back from the IRS is going to take a little longer. But it's moving along. None of this is moving along in time for us to be able to do June 15th's tour. Of course, the big tour on Matmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry, Colby. You don't have to bring the pickup for everybody's gifts because once again, we're not going to get any. But sorry. No, so we won't be able to. And in all fairness, the park said, well, we might be able to, just get it in. Didn't promise anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, well, the reality of it is tomorrow, this meeting was yesterday. I said, the reality of it is tonight I plan on going home and getting food poisoning from cherries. And tomorrow I'll be pretty much bedridden for most of the day.
Yeah.
And then I have CWI until Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so I won't have the time to run it together. Lewis also has CWI.
Yep.
I don't know if until Tuesday, but he might not have the time to fill out what his portion of it. And then also there's the issue of money. I'm done spending money. I've spent too much money on addressing Gettysburg this year, and now I need to see some returns. And I just bought Getty's bike back. So I'm done spending money, at least for June. And it just, even though it's not expensive, it's $100 to apply.
But $100 is $100.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sick of spending any money.
Yeah.
So I just said, you know what, it'll be easier to just not do it. And then I'll take June and July to come into compliance for the rest of the year. And also start developing the Get Out of the Park tours. And this is not to be spiteful or anything like that. It is something that I've been thinking about, and people have said to me before, it's like, why don't you branch out? Why don't you go to other places? And, I was talking to somebody yesterday who does staff rides, and he said that there's other parks, national and state, that he goes to, and they don't give him this type of trouble. And I said, well, as I understand it, this is Park Service wide. And he goes, it is, but they're not all enforcing it. And I was like, oh, well, then what will happen is people will go, hey, you can go down here and do this. And then they'll start enforcing it. Regardless, that the Get Out of the Park tours was the idea of a patron, and do some town tours with the guides. We can go to the Spangler Farm and see something out there. I think it will broaden our horizons. We'll still do Battlefield; those will be Get Out of the Car tours, but we'll do 2 of them instead of 6, maybe. And
Spangler would be fun.
Yeah. So there's other things to do. So like, I could sit here and piss and moan and vomit. And be a baby about it, but actually it's a good thing, because it is kind of forced me to innovate and come up with new things and branch out and reach out. And it's also fortuitous because it's right as we're about to launch the nonprofit. And from what I've been hearing the patrons say, there's some displeasure amongst the Volk. So, that might help, I guess. I don't know. And then we'll see if we can raise the money to do it. We'll continue. If we can't, there's other projects that we have. If people we'll give them a refund if they want, I guess. But we can also put it towards the other projects, because we want to still do tours. The thing about it is that, it's a great group of people, and we all enjoy being around each other. I like seeing everybody, and I don't want it to end just because of, bureaucratic red tape. But at the same time, I have to think of the realities of what things are for me. And, I didn't mind $150 a month for the last 4 years. 4 or 5 years. When that's all, 5 years this month. When that was all it was. But now it's not. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. So that is the situation there. Now, as far as the film permits go, I'm waiting to hear back. I had a question, because the way they do the film permit is that you have a application fee. And then I think if it's like 3 to 10 people, it's $175 a day. And then it goes up from there. Okay. It goes up to 25 or more, and it's $750 a day. Well, we have 80 to 100 people on these tours, and they get in the shot. Does the government consider them cast and crew? Because the words are, you're cast and crew. If it amounts to this much, then you owe that much.
And see, as most permits, when things like this happen, it doesn't fit all instances.
Of course.
So what you are doing is very different than what most parks get into when they're dealing with a film permit.
Right. Which
they're
is why
dealing with like something for the History Channel or something like that.
Right.
They're not dealing
fashioned.
with.
And that's the thing, these are regulations that are based on the old world, to be honest, and they're trying to adapt them to the new world, and it's just not practical. A point I made in the meeting, and by the way, this meeting wasn't adversarial; it was a discussion. And if I have to do something, even when I was a little kid, Mom said, "Matt, go brush your teeth." I'd be like, "Why?" It's because we're going to grandma's, whatever. But like, I always had to know why you were making me do something. And then I would 9 times out of 10 go, oh, okay. And then I'd go along with it. Because now I understand what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm just a subject. And I'm just doing what you say without thought. And that was always reprehensible to me. So this was a 2-hour conversation of me trying to understand everything. And I forget where I was going now with this.
About permits.
Yeah.
And fitting in.
Oh, I was making the point that, now, first of all, you have to understand, there's people out there that think that they're picking on me. They're not. They just got down to me. They started with the big fish and they started chipping their way down, right? Yeah, and you're partners.
Yeah. And see, we've never had to do it before either.
Right.
Never had to fill out a permit.
But here's the thing about that, and this is a lot of people, some of the guides that I've told about it are like, that's ridiculous. Why are they suddenly doing that to you? In all fairness, these are not new. The enforcement of them is what is new.
Yeah.
We've really been spoiled here at Gettysburg for the last 20 years. And so those of us who've been here for 20 years, we were lucky because it's probably the freest we're ever going to be on this park. And so keep those memories really bright in your mind because you're not going to have them again. You're not going to sit out there at night and listen to the crickets and look at the stars with no light pollution, although that's not even the case anymore because everything is all lit up everywhere. You're just not going to be able to enjoy it the way you learned to enjoy it. And you're just going to have to adapt or not come anymore. But you should come. So adapt. But here's the thing about the film permits. And I'm not picking on anybody. Let's use ABT because they're the biggest. ABT, you guys have to get film permits every time you come up here now. Oh, okay, great. We have somebody on staff. I'm just assuming here. I don't know how they work, but I'm pretty sure this is how it works. We've got somebody on staff who will write that out. Gary Edelman is not writing out permits, okay? If he is, I'll be very surprised. I'm sure he's got staff that'll do that, or the trust does or something. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So they got somebody to do that because he's working on whatever he's working on when the news came in and everything, and they're planning everything out and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Then it's like, oh, well, let's say they wanted to do a video of one of their tours where they have like 200 people out there. Well, that's $750 on top of the $100 application fee. Well, that's like... Pardon my crudeness, but they can fart that out in a day, in an hour, in a minute. That's different for someone small. Now, this is the problem. Not the problem, but this is the reality of equality, is that it doesn't matter what your situation is. This is the rule. This is the fairest rule that we could think of. You got to work harder. I have to work harder to get to the level where I could be, 800, oh, fine. Yeah, no problem. And spit that out. The reality of it is that addressing Gettysburg is never going to get that far without help. And so that's the other reason why we're doing this nonprofit, because these other ideas that I have, I think will actually grow it. And we can go for corporate sponsorship and, it's just, or corporate donors and things like that. There's just more that we can do to fund these things. And then, So, those of you who have been asking for years, will you please do video of these? I lived up to my promise. I told you I would, and I did. And there's a second one in the can, but there won't be a third. It's too expensive. And again, that alone added to my workload, which I didn't have a lot of time to do anyway, to edit them. And now I have to add the workload to fill out the paperwork, which is, probably more specific than we get, because to me, we're documenting an event. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what we're going to need to do. All I know is we have a monopod, which is smaller than a man, and a camera, which is also smaller than a man. Doesn't take up anything. It doesn't intrude in any way, but it's not worth paying. I looked up to see how much revenue the April tour has generated. And it's $11.14. So I bought a Bentley. I mean, it was a Matchbox car, but it was $11.14, and that's the money I made. So I'd have to spend $850 to make $11.14. Just doesn't. It's not worth it. So that doesn't mean I don't want to do them anymore. I do want to do them. I just have to figure out a way to do them and be in compliance. So eventually, those of you who've wanted the videos because you can't physically get here, and I was trying to make it accessible to you. Too bad, so sad. I can't afford the permits. So we're taking a break in June. July, we're already off. In that time, I'm going to work to get in line with August, September, and October. Don't forget, too, it takes a while for them to respond. So I can't just say, on Friday, hey, we're doing a tour tomorrow. Where's the permit thing? It's
like a 6 week.
There's a pipeline. Yeah. So we might not even get permits for August. So just be aware of that. I appreciate everybody's support over on Patreon when we were talking about this. You've all been really cool about it, and some anger and stuff, and I get it. I was really pissed on Monday, because it ruins everything, and it's in the middle of the season. Then there's just like, okay, I'm happy to have those Saturdays back, theoretically.
Yeah, but you love that so much.
But you know what? I'm kind of happy to have the Saturday back. Regularly, look forward to them. All winter long, they look forward to them. So it's not me that you're hurting. It's all of them that you're hurting. And not that they're trying to hurt anybody, but they are hurting some people by doing this and not being like, all right, listen, you've already got this going for the year. Whatever. Some kind of middle of the road. But you can't. Government doesn't do middle of the road. That's the private sector.
Yes.
So, you have to be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. And for all the lawyers, like the actual lawyers in the audience who were reading the CFR and the all the other whatever abbreviations that I can't think of, I tried all your arguments already, and I'm not a lawyer. I'm not saying that you're not a good lawyer, but I'm saying, but they don't care. And they can't change the policy. These are the enforcers, the executioners. They are not the people who write the policy. If you don't like the policy, you got to go to the people who can make the difference. You can't go to the person carrying them out. That's not fair to them. And we have really good people here at Gettysburg.
Yeah.
And they're really nice. And, I don't take this out on them. There's higher ups that you don't even need to see. But come here, still enjoy the place. You just might not be able to enjoy it the way we have been enjoying it for the time being. Who knows? Who knows what can happen? But I am telling you this, though. This has become an impetus for me to start looking outward. As much as I love it here and as much as I love the history here, I'm also feeling a bit of a I don't know what the word is, but a negative feeling towards what we're doing. And it's the old Bonnie Raitt song, I can't make you love me if you don't. Right? And I'm not saying this is, there's other things. And so I'm like, okay, well, there's other places that would love the attention that we could give them. So we'll start going there. We'll call it Addressing History. Actually, that's the name of the nonprofit. It's Addressing History. And we're going to do some video series that are actually well produced and what?
He looked at me when he said that.
No, it has nothing to do with you. I just,
Not you.
Yeah. You're the co-host.
I know.
Just looking at you. Also, this stomach thing, I don't have a lot of control over my muscles.
Focus.
Let's see. What is everybody? Anybody saying anything interesting there, Chris? Or Chris? Mike? Bethany, why do you have a napkin on your shirt? Yes, Marie, she does. Okay, it's quite
Somebody
interesting.
noticed a grease stain on the napkin.
What?
No.
I was covering the logo on my shirt because I wore a work shirt today.
Fried chicken.
It's been posited that it was a French fry grease stain.
There is not.
I don't know who made that comment, but it was there.
Oh, that's funny.
It was me trying to... being a Gettysburg Foundation employee, I don't know what my...
I don't say anything that's going to get you in trouble.
No. I don't know what I'm allowed to...
Don't say anything. Then don't say anything. Yeah.
So I just covered the logo so that I could be host Bethany and not Gettysburg Foundation Bethany.
Well, you're never here as a representative of the foundation. You just come from work. Maybe
Correct.
What we'll do is you can leave a shirt here that you can change into that doesn't have a logo.
Mentioned the ABT hike this past Sunday. Did you see that
No.
comment? This past Sunday had a 35-page report. I think Chris White did the report. He mentioned that he had to carry the report and be prepared to present it if asked.
Right. So
35 pages.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And there are people out there who love doing that stuff. So if you want to step up to the plate and be that volunteer, God love you, and we'll take you. But and I'm not making you do it, Cindy, because then
I did offer.
I know you offered, but I'm not going to let you because then we'll never see each other. So.
Aww.
That's
that was
right.
kind of sweet, actually.
I think that's why she
He's
offered to
very
do it.
sweet. Oh. It's definitely not why I offered to do it.
No, because I was crying on the floor.
No.
Matt, will there be a chance to make up the June tour? It depends on how much money we could raise, Beth. Maybe he'll include it in next year. I don't know. I got to talk to Lewis and see. We're going to talk at CWI and see what we can figure out. Lewis has been so awesome with this. And because it's tough because, if we're going to actually try to go forward with this Get Out of the Park tour and spread out, then, that takes that away from him. And I wouldn't have done it otherwise. You know what I mean? I mean, we'll still do Get Out of the Car tours, but like I said, there won't be 6 of them. Maybe there will just be 2, April and October, and then we'll go to other places the rest of the year. What?
Eric Houston.
What a douche.
I know exactly who mentioned the French fry stain because I just read the comments. I'm just saying.
Eric's like Colby. Eric's like Colby. He points his own. What did you say?
Lies.
What was the thing? What the hell was that? What was it?
We don't know.
What'd you break?
The Windex bottle fell.
Oh, okay. I don't need that. Ty Webb says, Garrick, blah, blah, blah. Beth says, or can a group of us hire Lewis for that day? Well, I mean, Eric, you were saying that you'd like to hire Lewis so that he doesn't miss out on the pay on June 15th. Do you mind if other people go with you?
That might be an option. I would just tell everybody to keep an eye out for the forum and.
Yeah, maybe you guys can all pitch in together and hire Lewis on your own.
Yeah, I would be very interested in having a private, non-affiliated tour, and so I'll have a discussion with Lewis about it.
See, but my question is, now that we're talking about it on the show, is that considered advertising it to the public?
No.
How do you know? Because I was pretty certain that advertising to the public didn't matter, but it did. So how do you know?
Written or something?
No. Well, see,
at somebody's
you don't
discretion.
You don't know. It's okay.
Well, no. What ends up happening is so we have a Heritage Trail hike, which I have to have a CUA for, and the day before the Heritage Trail hike, which is a 2-day hike, they do a day 1 tour. They commission the guide. The audience commissions the guide to go out and do that, and that's a private thing. But they put it out there to all the people that are on the thing.
Wonderful.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know that there is anything to.
Well, so here's something somebody wrote in the comments section. Who do we take it out on? You don't take it out on anyone. If you do it in a quiet and silent way by just not showing up. That's it. You don't do anything against anything or anyone. However, you can support HR 6492. It's known as the Explore Act. And it's an act to improve recreation opportunities on and facilitate greater access to federal public land and for other purposes. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled. Section 1, short title, table of contents. A, short title. This may be, you people are the worst. Anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the link in the comments section.
I think he's feeling better.
No, I'm not. I'm just feeling a little bit of energy based on the subject matter. I just shared it. Let me pin it. If I could pin it. Oh, why does that? That's stupid.
I'm gonna pin it.
I'm just making numbers here so that I can get up to the thing without the emoji. Okay, pin message. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You can go and read it for yourself. And this is what I would recommend that you write your, I think, senator for, because I believe it already passed the Congress, the House.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you want to contact your senator and you want to be like person all the time.
Me.
You've been to one.
It's because he schedules them on the same day as I have programs.
I knew
No,
we were
you
gonna
need to
come
say to your
this
bosses,
one.
I can't. I have something more important to do.
I'm pretty sure that I'm the one that schedules them like 7 years out, but you don't ever ask. You don't ever come to me and say, Bethany, when are your tours scheduled so that we're not conflicting with each other?
She was never come to the one in
Right.
June too.
Chris Brixia says ABT has revenues, yearly revenues of over $30 million. Exactly.
Did you read the one about the Talk Wallers yet?
The Talk Wallers. The Walk Tallers?
Mm-mm.
The Talk Wallers.
Well, let's see here. It's all about the money, bottom line, says Dragoon. That's a good point. 6Q. Hadn't noticed that. Says Grant. Don't know what the hell he's talking
Keep
about.
going
Has
back
anyone
up.
else noticed?
Go up.
Up, okay.
It's Ty
Maddie Lou,
Webb.
who? Who's Maddie Lou? Ty Webb, what does he say? Just read it.
I hate to add to the bad news, but I was listening to the other podcast, and they had a band playing songs with the name The Talk Wallers. Matt can't catch a break.
See, everybody steals from the only unique person around. And, and that's...
It's flattering.
Yeah. Well, they could also be making fun of it.
I don't know. It says that the Talk Wallers were just as talented as the Walk Tallers.
Listen, you know what's funny is... how do I put this? Why do I get all of these private messages? Hey, did you see what someone stole from you? Hey, did you see what quiz they're doing here with your name on it? Hey, did you blah, blah, blah? Why aren't you going publicly and saying that? I can't say anything about that. I'm not going to say anything. I'll hint, but I won't say anything about that. So, okay, great, guys. Great for sharing it here in our insulated little cocoon. But, if I said, let me put it like this. If I said, well, I don't know. I don't listen to anybody else, so I don't know. I couldn't. I don't know what other people do. Nah, never mind. Who cares? I'm done with this anyway.
Dragoon, I want you to know that it was not me. I did not dime out the tour.
No. Nobody dimed out the tour.
Mm-mm.
They're going down the list of people that are always doing things here, and they got the
Not
big
that
fish
mean.
first. Yeah, Beth. It has nothing to do with Beth. Mike Lentz had a great idea. He said here, where is it? Where the hell is it? I just saw it. Oh,
Mike, what was your good point?
we could do a get out of the park tour at Brandy Station. I know a guy. You do, and we got Casey down in Winchester who could hook us up with someone or take us around. Greg Elder was on the show yesterday, and he was talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, these are all the places you can go where they're not going to give you a hard time, and they'll appreciate the people you
and
bring."
Brandy Station is now a state park.
Right.
So it's not a federal park.
Now it'll be sooner or later. State parks are going to catch on to this
But
stuff.
it's also Virginia. We have to keep that in mind.
Right.
Too. So.
I love Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So, I wanted to give a shout out to Casey because he helped me out of a jam the other day. So we're doing this campaign.
Pull up the jam.
Okay.
Keep going.
We're doing this campaign, an educational campaign for work. And we wanted to do something about Winchester.
I saw this.
And there was going to be, they were going to ask somebody and they couldn't get a hold of that person. They're like, does anybody know anybody in Winchester? And I was like, actually, I do. And so I called Casey and I was like, I know that this is a lot to ask, but would you be willing to do this? And he was like, oh yeah, I'd be honored to do it. And so a little connection there with some, AG peeps.
Because that's what AG
That's
does.
what we do. We connect. We actually like to do good things. We don't like to be sour like I'm now. Not because of the stomach, but just the attitude that I have. I don't like this attitude. I don't like being this way. I don't like doing it. Ty Webb says, Mitchell Randall says, we should have a Getty's Nerd quiz show. Oh, wait, somebody stole that already too. Oh. Ike Wentz is a hell of a good guide at Brandy Station. Ike, is that your brother? Oh, it's Wentz too, not even Lentz. All right, let's see. I'm just looking for any good comments here. I met Steph Ryder, who's pretty cool for someone who doesn't exist. Yeah, no, he's a nice guy. He's going to have to Pay the piper. Ben Beaver, the ABT hike this past Sunday. Okay, we got that. 35-page report. That's ridiculous. It's quite interesting. Marie, she's trying to hide the 35-page report, right? So you have an event, right? Let's say ABT's thing, right? I'm going to keep saying right after every sentence like the young people do, right? And so they have their thing, and it's a 35-page thing, right? A copy of that should go to one of the officers on duty, and if they ever encounter them, then poof, there you go. You can put it in the trunk. You don't have to have it with you because chances are you're not going to need to pull it out. But to make people carry around a 35-page report in case you need to produce it, or not report, permit, just have it on record.
Usually they do.
Do what?
Have it on record.
Yeah, but they want to make you, it's like a driver's license where there's a record of your driver's license, but we want you to have it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I just feel like I'm dying.
I feel like I'm dying.
Let's see. He may hit the window behind him. Well, Grant, you never know. Okay, all right. So it looks like everybody's just having conversations there anyway.
Sometimes it's an unpopular opinion, but I always like to say, trust the timing of your life. So
yeah, no, I do too.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to you, I think the other night, this is actually a good thing because I was kind of stagnating, and I was feeling like I need to make this something bigger, and I don't know how, and I don't know what's going on, and everybody's stealing my shit, and maybe it's time to throw in the towel and just go do something else. And then this happened, and it coincided with the nonprofit, and I'm like, all right, now I know. All these things I've been talking about wishing I want to do, now we're going to try. Doesn't mean we're going to get anybody to donate shit, but we're going to try, and we're going to try to keep what we have going and create new things. So that's all I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen. I can only promise you that we'll try, and whatnot. And that's about it. Thank you, everybody, for all the kind words that you had. And now, your favorite part of the show.
And now.
You gotta warn us when that's happening.
No, it's more fun.
That's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Structure fire on Carlisle Street displaces local business and residents.
New citizens were naturalized at a special ceremony for D-Day at Eisenhower National Historic Site.
A 20-unit housing development in the works for nearly 20 years, moving a step closer to reality.
Updates about the suspicious package at the Visitor Center. All this and more on today's news.
Goodbye, get out of the car tours. We shall see you no more. It seems free tours are verboten. No more that flag you'll be totin'. History can't be free.
Oh, Bobby Darin.
You have way too much fun with this thing.
I do, but it only took me about 9 minutes. You got to tweak. There was another voice they used. I'm like, nah, it sounds too stupid. And then I love the strings, and I said, make it longer. Beautiful. Makes me want to cry. All right, go ahead. What you got? What you got?
So I guess we should talk about old suspicious package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's start with that one.
So timeline-wise,
May I explain from the outside looking in? Because you're on the inside. Okay, you're one of the chief investigators. I was somebody who just was hearing about this, on the socials and the newspaper and everything. Okay. The visitor center locked down.
Dun dun.
Word on the street is, I first heard from the great 6Q that the whatchamacoozy, there was a suspicious package.
Mm-hmm.
Then I contact some of my top secret contacts, and one of them was you. And you were like, "Oh yeah," and you had no idea. And the other one was like suspicious package. Okay. By the end of the day, I believe the word was it was explosive, but firecrackers and a shoe. with a anti-government screed on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Then was it the next week or a few days later?
Just a few days later. And
a
then
few
you
days later,
texted me, and I'm like, what?
Right. Was it News 27? Which must
ABC 27.
ABC 27, which must be going tabloid or something. Says that the state police say that it was a bag of children's toys, a shoe, and a prayer. Okay. And then I say to people I know over there, "What?" And they go, "What?"
Yeah.
And they're like,
That's
"No,
exactly what I
that's
said.
not what it was."
What, with a lot of question marks and
Right.
exclamation points.
And so then the I guess a correction or I read an article that I guess is the one you have.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that say?
So everything that I've been told is that it was a bag containing toys and a note to park officials 18 plus. It says over 18 plus, which caused the Gettysburg Center evacuation, ? However, everybody I have talked to says that it was firecrackers. There was one toy and that the rest were firecrackers.
Yes, and they were firecrackers. If you looked at the picture of the firecrackers, said firecrackers looked very toy-like.
Yes.
And then it was, coupled that with the unicorn,
But the picture that the state police supposedly put out showed no firecrackers. It was all a bunch of toys.
No, they were firecrackers.
Yeah, they were just...
But they labeled them as toys.
Oh.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, and this is what I said to you. I know for sure because they said in the news and, people talk, that they they called the bomb people and they came down and the dog sniffed it and it alerted.
Yeah.
Okay? Otherwise, they would never have x-rayed it. There's
Right.
no reason to do that.
Right.
So you don't do both of those things for toys.
Right.
So I don't know where that came from. And I know that a lot of people at work were upset that had been said because it made it look like we were overreacting to something
Bunch
stupid.
of idiots, yeah.
And that, people were just going to be like, man, no reason to take this seriously, when it could have been a serious situation. And people underestimate how that how quickly something like that can degrade into something very serious. So the good part about it was they followed protocol. People did what they were supposed to do. Everyone is safe. No one got hurt. And they're looking for said gentleman who they put the image out on the news.
I hate to say this.
It looks like any guy.
No, it looks like Mark.
It does not.
It looks just like Mark.
It does not.
Where's the show? Send me the article. Let me look at it again.
It does not look like Mark.
Send me the text.
I sent you it in a text.
Unless Mark was sleepwalking and he got out and I didn't know it. And that might explain the one shoe situation. No, I'm kidding. It is not Mark.
What was the timing of that? Was that right after the party? Was that about,
No,
Bethany,
it was...
when Bethany was drunk?
No.
Yeah,
and Mark
Mark
doesn't drink. Let me see.
Well, that's why he was dropping it off.
Yeah, he was a DD.
What do you think my husband looks like?
I don't know. I've only seen him twice, but it looks like him. First of all, it's a grainy photo. It could be anybody like Mark. Let me see again. I'm sorry, I'm chewing again, Muffet. Let me see.
That does not look like my husband at all.
Let's let the audience decide.
They don't know what he looks like. Does not look like Mark. Are you just saying because he has a goatee and he's bald?
Yeah, kind of in the glasses.
Jesus.
Have they talked to Mark?
They have.
Just to eliminate him.
And he's does not look like
They
that.
have.
Are you his alibi? Do you know? Was he home that night around midnight?
I mean, yeah. I would assume so. We were all asleep.
So it says that the fireworks are fireworks that just produce smoke. So that was the type that they were. And then it also said a television station Friday incorrectly stated the small colorful objects inside the package were toys. So they put that correction in there after it was already done. So, you know.
All right.
They are, so like, I know it says that it doesn't specifically say, I don't think, that they're looking for this guy. On the article that was just a day or two before that, it said
that they're looking for him. Oh, they are looking for him.
It didn't say that.
Yeah,
it said that there's no word if they're looking for him or if there are any charges.
I
And
don't know
was
about
like,
charges,
well,
but
sure.
I know that for sure that they are trying to figure out who he is.
Well, I would hope so. You know.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. What else you got, girls?
So, there was a structure fire on Carlisle Street. And I'm sorry, I had this up on my phone and then I showed you that. And now.
Yeah, good job, Matt.
Yeah.
What?
Because you blame my husband for that,
Okay.
and now she's all messed up for the news.
Structure fire in Gettysburg displaces residents. There was also a business displaced, as we know. Shortly after 1 a.m. in the early morning of Tuesday, June 4th, Gettysburg Fire and Mutual Aid companies were dispatched to Carlisle Street in Gettysburg for a working fire because it was a mixed-use building with a retail store on the ground floor and residents on the second and third floors. It was dispatched as a commercial fire. So, I mean, they gave credit to a whole lot of fire companies that all responded to this.
Gnarly,
So,
apparently.
So that was Gettysburg Vape Shop that is
was a gnarly
now
fire?
closed.
Well, also when you have a business that
like that
has stuff like that
Yeah.
in it with
Pretty
chemicals
bad.
and stuff like
Oh,
that, you
yeah,
kind of have to be a
yeah.
little bit more
Oh, boy.
on it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
so-
they recover quickly. That sucks.
Yeah, no injuries were reported by either occupants, responders, or others, so that's a good thing. Building residents were displaced, plan to stay elsewhere. The cause is currently undetermined. So, yeah, so that was an interesting thing and a very unfortunate incident.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as we all know, today is the 80th anniversary of the D-Day
Today.
invasion.
Yeah.
So
Eric Door's over there with J.D. Hewitt, Chris Mowry, and Andy Biggio. So I wanted to say Murray, but I knew his name wasn't Murray. Andy Biggio from The Rifle. They're all over there and look like they're having fun. And Biden pooped his pants.
my gosh, here we go. Anyway,
By the way, that just goes to show you how the whole system is full of chicanery. He's trying to sit down because you look at it from different angles. You know, you see the full thing without a cut. He's not pooping his pants.
I didn't even see this. so
Although
I
it
don't
does
know what
look
you're
like when a
talking about.
toddler is pooping their pants. But you got to see the whole video in context and you
I
might
guess I
realize,
would
yes, you can't do that.
Um,
All right, now I'm going to set up the phone line, so you guys go ahead.
okay. So at Eisenhower today, they had a D-Day ceremony in commemoration of this event. But in addition to that, they had several new United States citizens naturalized. Which is a very moving ceremony. Have you ever been to one of those?
I have not. Mm-mm.
So they usually do it at Dedication Day.
Mhm.
They try to do 16 citizens because Lincoln was the 16th president.
Sure.
And it just went out of my brain how many people they did today. But I walked past it as I was helping get things set up this morning. And it's a very emotional time because,
Sure.
you go through this whole thing. You have to do the oath of allegiance. And then usually they have a recording from the president that, here's something you just did this amazing thing. Congratulations on being a new citizen of the United States. And it's
America's dead.
It's a ceremony that
For people that bad at healthcare.
that I think everybody should at some point in their life see it once.
Sure.
Because it is something that you as an American citizen born this way, you kind of take for granted.
True international effort to pressure.
And then you have people like Matt.
And that's what I believe.
Who have zero,
How to reschedule, Mike.
adultness on, topics such as this. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Mike just asked, what about Mr. Ed's? They had to reschedule.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Eds.
Yeah.
They unfortunately are out of town.
So the house was open today. They did the ceremony. They had different activity stations. It was quite the day and very well done. So now their next big event will be World War II weekend. So if you're able to come in September for World War II weekend, I highly recommend it. They have completely and 100% revamped their activity selections and stuff that they're doing. They're the one ranger that works there, young girl, her name's Eva. She is like, she blows event scheduling out of the water.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so she's
That's great.
really, really good at what she does. And
Good.
so take advantage of that because they're trying to breathe new life into that site.
Yeah, that's great. So I had mentioned a 20-unit housing development in the works for nearly 20 years that's moving a step closer towards reality. This is actually in Fairfield.
Oh, just where we wanted to move to get away from the
I
development
think that's
here.
where it is. Right in that spot.
Where we wanted to move?
Well, no. With the view.
Of course.
I'm pretty sure
Look
that's
at
where
this
it's
beautiful
going.
view of the
Yeah.
mountains in Fairfield. Let's put some houses there.
Yeah, so it's been in the works
Oh,
for...
by the across from the cat piss house?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, then it's a good thing we didn't get into that house.
know.
Because they would have ruined my view.
I know. That would have been really a downer. So, yeah. It's moved a step closer to reality after the Fairfield Borough Council conditionally approved amended plans for Fairfield Commons last week. Or Commons is what it's called, Fairfield Commons. So they had planned this back in, I believe it was 2006, yes. And so then everything was approved. Infrastructure, including water, sewer, and electric lines, were built after the initial approval. Following the housing market crash in 2008, the plan stalled. In 2010, the initial plan was amended to build smaller homes. Now here we are in 2014, and we're back at it again, and it has gotten its conditional approval. I will say, though, that Mayor Robert Stanley, so the mayor, expressed concerns about the height of the 3-story homes, because that's what they're
3-story
building.
homes.
And the number of vehicles that will come with new residents. You're truly changing the streetscape of Fairfield, Stanley said. So,
Yeah. That's what happens when you sell out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it
the
sucks.
mayor is none too pleased right now, I guess. So
Hey, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the phone number is 717-420-1978. If you want to call in, sing along with Bobby Darin, or say goodbye to the Get Out of the Car tours, or tell us your memories of the Get Out of the Car tours. Let us know what you think. Go ahead.
This one, Eric Houston, who has, besmirched my reputation of my clean eating habits, sent me this one. It's an Adams County man is charged with impersonating a public servant. The state police say that 53-year-old Jason LeBerry of Gettysburg tried to illegally detain 3 young people, ages 12, 13, and 15, at Sachs Bridge. I guess the kids came up to him. He was fishing there at the creek, and they came up to him and said, "Hey, what are you catching?" And he accused them of creating a disturbance, and he pointed to his badge and saying that he was going to detain them.
But it was a plastic bag that says junior police.
He's a security officer and holds no jurisdiction outside of his workplace. So it was determined that the 3 children weren't breaking any laws or causing any disturbance. And the Slabberry guy asked the kids, demanded that they show him their fishing licenses, even though they weren't fishing and didn't have any equipment. This is just somebody who,
Yeah.
is bored,
Old.
apparently.
Old crank.
Old cranky bastard. Old cranky bastard.
We call that a curmudgeon.
Curmudgeon. That's right. That's right.
So, good old Adams County. And then right under that, I'm sorry, Cindy, I'm just going
No, that's okay.
to talk about this one. This is kind of cool. The East Berlin Community Singers opened the ceremony at the Brittany American Cemetery on Thursday in commemoration for D-Day. So a local choir was able to be part of the ceremony in France.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
So congratulations to them, because I'm sure that they had to go through a lot of
One of our
stuff.
choirs. One of our local choirs. Who?
East Berlin. Do you not listen to me when I talk?
Not during
Just
the
reading
news.
the comments. The news is when I drift off.
Yeah, the East Berlin
You're doing the
Community
news for the
Singers.
audience, not me.
You're still not listening.
That's correct.
East Berlin.
East Berlin Community Singers.
I thought it was all Berlin now.
No, it's East Berlin Community
I thought after
Singers.
the wall went down, they said it's all Berlin again. It's a reunited Germany.
That's in Germany. This is in Pennsylvania.
Of course, right up the road there
What are you doing?
where Stephanie's is or Justine's is. What's the name of that nice restaurant there?
I don't know. I don't go until East Berlin.
Oh, it's something.
Yeah, no.
Shit.
So,
I can't remember it.
these are the people. They were at the Brittany American Cemetery.
Okay.
Singing.
Very nice.
And you just besmirched their
I wasn't
amazingness.
besmirching. I was paying attention to
No,
other
you were
things.
not.
What did they sing? God Bless America?
Mansions of Glory.
Mansions of Glory. Everyone wants to live in a mansion of glory. That song?
I have no idea.
High up on the hill, so I don't have to see the little folk. That one?
No, I'm pretty sure that's not it.
Okay.
I'm going to go with no.
Well, that's a shame. That's a shame. It's a
Go
real
ahead.
shame.
So Addressing Gettysburg's Business Network would like to recognize Big Creek Massotherapy as our monthly member spotlight.
Where are they out of?
Anthony Salem submitted his business located in Parma, Ohio.
That sounds delicious.
It does.
Parma.
And is June's
Parmesan.
member of the month. Big Creek Massotherapy is a massage therapy clinic on the west side of Cleveland, Ohio, providing physical and emotional relief from aches and pains that keep you stuck in
sounds
life.
good.
Their mission is to make you feel seen, heard, and relieved, and a truly unique to you service.
Yeah.
Check out our Spotlight page on the Business Network Facebook page for more information about Anthony's business. Thank you, Anthony. You've always been a great supporter.
Woo, Anthony. Woo, woo. We had dinner with Anthony at the Gary Owen.
At the Gary Owen.
And
We did?
nice conversation. No, you didn't.
Oh.
Cynthia and I did.
Once again.
He invited us.
Whatever.
He didn't say... No, actually, didn't he say that next time he wants to have Beth come? Who was that said that? Somebody did say that. Let's give Anthony the credit for saying that.
Sure.
Somebody did say, next time I come to town and have dinner... No, they said, I want Bethany to come. I feel bad that she fell for the walk tallers.
Oh. Yeah, that's ringing a bell. I'll
Was
think
it
about
Pete?
it.
Yeah. Huh?
Was it Pete?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't
Oh,
think
Pete.
so.
No,
I think
no.
Pete's adorable.
Okay.
I like Pete.
Sure, it was Pete.
Yeah.
Pete's my favorite.
All of them. Everybody. Everybody wants to meet Beth.
Pete is
So now
so cute.
We've got events. So
All right,
that we
events.
can finish up and
It's
time for the
and
event
get out
song.
of here. So there isn't an event song.
Oh, really?
No.
Maybe there is now. Did you ever think of that, girls?
Oh, jeez.
Here we go.
There's no words to it.
Give it time. They have to get to it. It's time for the events. That's the thing we're here for. And the girls are gonna tell us where you gonna go this weekend. All right, girls. Mr. Sinatra wrote that song.
You have just this is
Ruined
it.
big
Now
brand
you-
music.
No. Now you get to do that every week.
Oh.
We're super excited about that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So Gettysburg Brass Band Festival kicked off yesterday. Once again, you can check out their full schedule on their Facebook page or website. Worth mentioning once more, though, this Saturday on 6/8 at 8:30 p.m., buglers will be around the battlefield playing taps at sundown at a location of their choice. Additionally, David Conklin and Dr. Steve Marks will be sounding taps from the cupola of the Schmucker Hall at the seminary.
What'd you call me? Oh, at the Schmucker Hall. I'm sorry. My mother said it was she that said she wants to have dinner with you next time we come.
Oh my
she
God,
comes
I would
down.
love to have dinner
Yeah.
with your mother.
Yeah, you can sit there and get all the
Mama
dirt.
Calorie. I am so excited. I would love to have dinner
Well,
with you. We can have it without
luckily, she doesn't like
Cindy-
to come down here. So
Cindy, Mama Calorie, and I are going to go out to lunch without you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
in
this
28
weekend
28.
is Battlefield Harley Davidson's birthday bash. So please check
Oh.
out their
Yeah, I forgot to finish
site.
typing
I know
that.
you didn't.
Sorry,
Yeah,
it's
there's
my bad.
nothing with it. But if you go to their website and or to their location,
And
they're
their
having
Facebook
events
page.
throughout the weekend.
Yep, they have music and different music each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and also food trucks. Their EJ Smokehouse is going to be one of them. They're pretty much planted there one day every weekend because they're really enjoying having them over there. So sorry about that.
It's okay. You're next.
Okay, so 20th anniversary of the Juried Arts exhibition is on display at the Schmucker Art Gallery now through June 21st. This Saturday, which again is June 8th, there will be an award ceremony at Schmucker Art Gallery at 6 p.m. It's free and open to the public, so check that out, and that supports or helps support the Adams County Arts Council.
Tomorrow, which is the 7th at 7 p.m., Gettysburg Heritage Center is hosting the Lancers Drum and Bugle Corps on the lawn for free concert as part of the Gettysburg Brass Band Festival. there is a pre-concert special, and they're offering discounted admission to the Gettysburg to the Gettysburg Heritage Center Museum. $9 for an adult and $7.25 per child. Last entrance at 6 p.m. Bring a lawn chair or blanket, then go inside to tour the museum. Mention the Lancer Show to get your discount. What?
Grant's a little Aussie son of a bastard. He's like, that poor woman, imagine having to deal with Matt when he was a kid. That's not Australian, but I can't do Australian. Can't even do Kennedy.
What the hell was that?
That poor, and then Mitchell Randall adds to it, and he says, or now. Yeah, that's why we're in different states. They kicked me out of New Jersey.
No, they did not. Continue on, Cindy.
Tomorrow, also, which is the 7th at 9 p.m., Battlefield Bed and Breakfast is hosting Ghost Stories with Lance Windish. Enjoy ghost stories around the fire pits on the Battlefield B&B's 30-acre nature preserve on the South Cavalry Battlefield. Sorry about that.
Yes. Don't make that mistake.
Okay.
Calvary is where the great JC was crucified or something, and cavalry is the horsies.
Mm-hmm. The horsies.
Cavallo.
Storyteller Lance Windish combines Gettysburg ghost lore with site-specific stories about paranormal experiences at the inn. It's $15 per person. Tickets can be purchased online or through the Battlefield B&B's Facebook page. There is a phone number on there for you to call Lance if you wish to pay cash instead, so feel free to do that. It is a rain or shine event. They do have indoor locations for rain dates.
Mitchell asks where you can get a Kikkoman soy sauce shirt, and somebody gave this to me 6, 7, 8 years ago, and it's one of the most comfortable T-shirts I've ever owned.
I was concerned earlier because it had
That's my nipple.
No, it was like the fabric had kind of bunched, and it said KKK.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Wait, how would you? I'm not going to try that, but how would you? How does that work?
I looked over and I was like,
oh.
I can't imagine that it's.
I see how that might work.
Says KKK.
Well, this is Japanese. It's a Japanese word. It means kick your man.
Oh my God. Anyway, on Saturday the 8th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the Summer Vendor and Food Truck Extravaganza held at the Adams County Christian Academy, which is on Biglerville Road in Gettysburg. This is their first ever fundraising event, and they're collaborating with many small businesses, direct sellers, and food trucks that will be on site for this great event. It is free to the public, so be sure to check it out.
Amazing.
We're not done yet.
What?
We're almost there.
Oh.
One more.
Go ahead.
One more. Sunday.
No, that wasn't the end.
Oh.
That was, well, never mind. He hung up.
Oh, well, okay.
Stupid
Sunday, June 9th at noon, the Garryowen Irish Pub is holding one of their high teas again. Tickets are $50. They could be purchased online, and the tickets include gratuity.
That's tip. That means tip.
Yes, it's included in your $50 ticket. There were still tickets available this morning when I went on to check it, so be sure you get in there because there is a limited space.
What do you eat at a high tea?
Oh, it depends on the high tea.
It does, but
so it could be pizza?
No.
It's not pizza.
No, it's usually very delicate foods.
Mm-hmm.
Like pizza?
No. So finally,
chicken parm.
The park announced that they have officially put out into the world like a little,
to get out of the car
little
tours.
baby. They put out into the world their schedule for the battle anniversary programs.
What if we got to look forward to this anno?
Oh, I wasn't going to tell anybody. I was going to have people go to the website at mps.gov.
But give us one. Give us one.
GET.
Come on. What's the one that catches your eye the most?
Oh, I didn't even look at it.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Is anybody online seeing it there? Maybe you could tell us.
Somebody in the back. I know a couple.
Somebody
of
in the
them.
back. Mike, have you seen it yet? Yeah, okay. Anything catch your eye that you're looking forward to seeing this year?
There's just so much good stuff being
Nobody
offered.
has
It's
any
hard
idea.
to single out one.
Nobody has a clue.
So you're aware that it's out, but you didn't look at it. Okay. All right.
See,
you've printed it off. Did you look at it?
Yes.
Okay.
So
and what catches your eye?
Okay, I've noticed a couple of things on the schedule. We once again have concurrent battle walks.
Yes.
2 instead of 3. But they're at like 9 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon each day. they're not telling you which ranger has which battle walk.
Right. They're not doing
Yeah.
that because they don't want everybody going on mats.
But there are some interesting topics. The first day, there's one that follows Buford.
Okay. He's dead, right? It's going to be hard to follow a dead guy.
I know. There's one on the 2nd about Barksdale and the 21st Mississippi. Trying to think.
Rowley's Brigade.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it sounds action-packed. You guys should make a
they
commercial.
actually even
They're
have
doing
some family things.
there's so I thought
family
the
programs.
family offerings were interesting.
Yeah, me too.
There's one each day that's what is it? Build it,
paint it, mold it.
That's it. That I thought would be
Build
pretty
it,
cool.
paint it, mold it. Yes, sir.
They're also doing lantern tours in the evenings.
Where?
It's a different place each night.
In the park?
Mm-hmm.
When you say evenings, you mean?
It's like, 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock to 9.
Yeah.
The first one on the July 1st is at the Howard Equestrian Statue in East Cavalry Field in East Cemetery Hill. I'm reading things. I'm making up stuff in my... the next is at the National Cemetery parking lot. That's on July 2nd. On July 3rd, it is at the Virginia Memorial Tour Stop.
What?
There's
What?
no
What's
way
got you
on
so upset?
God's green earth, I'm going to any of those, but that's okay.
Why?
I think it's a
Are
great
you don't
idea.
have to I told you, don't protest the park because I have to get permits. That's part of how life goes.
That's not what I'm doing.
What?
What I'm doing is I just I don't go.
You
out
have
there
stuff
at
going
nighttime.
on already.
I don't go out there at nighttime.
Oh, the ghost crap. Oh boy.
Hey, somebody's calling you.
No, I'm on the phone.
I know. I'm not an idiot, but that's fine.
Well, you know who's called in? The one and only Grant. He's trying to say his name is Groupie. I don't know what that is, but he likes soy sauce. Grant, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Matt.
Oh, God, yes, Grant. I mean, I know you're on the bottom of the planet, but can we find a quicker connection?
Are you still crying and feeling sorry for yourself?
Yes, I am, Grant. Well, only because of my belly. It's not shrinking as much as I want
I can
to.
see that. I can see that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, wow, that was a good impression of Santa Claus that I did there. All right, Grant, what's going on?
Yeah.
Grant, do you have kids?
Santa Claus is great.
Yeah, I know. Do you have kids, Grant? Do they allow reproduction down in Australia?
Believe it or not, I haven't found anyone that would go that far with me yet.
Oh,
Grant.
Grant's a virgin. Oh, that's so sad. Grant sits alone in his basement office. That virgin watching a dress in Gettysburg. All right, I'm sorry.
Don't make.
Aren't you married? I thought you were married.
No, I'm with someone, but not married yet.
Okay.
Yet. You said yet.
All right, good. Well, good. And is she really Greek?
No, not at all. It's just a joke.
No, you should have just kept it going. God damn it! Come on, Grant. All right, Grant. What do you want to do? What do you want to rub in my face today while I'm trying not to vomit?
I've heard that Beth has made amends with the Greek embassy, so it's all good now.
I sent a petition.
Yeah, they got a phone call at her job. They said, Beth, it's Mykonos Stavrosis at the Greek embassy who wants to talk to you. And he gave her an earful.
Dead.
Well, whatever.
That's right. That all prejudice can be crushed eventually. No matter how strong the prejudice, it can be stopped.
All you need to do is talk to the people and try their food, and you love them.
I love the food. I just don't
Not
like
the seafood.
seafood. In
just hate the people.
Listen, Grant.
Oh, Grant. All right.
When you get here, we should go to Olivia's.
Yeah, we'll take him down to Olivia's. Well, he's got to see what you hate. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, she doesn't hate Olivia's, so I shouldn't say that. She just hates
don't
the
hate
idea
Olivia's
of
at
Greek
all.
food in central Pennsylvania.
I
right?
don't hate Greek
Greek
food in
people in central Pennsylvania.
No.
What do you hate?
No.
He hates seafood.
Seafood.
The idea of
made by Greeks in central Pennsylvania.
Mary Mother. No, none of that is true.
I heard they were picketing the Rupp House the other day.
They were throwing seafood at it.
That'd be very small.
Of course.
I would have been eating it.
I'll do the jokes, Matt.
Oh, yeah. Will you? When are you going to start? When are you going to start, Granty?
Well, I mean, I could see a joke in front of me with that shirt.
Don't talk about your Greek girlfriend that way. Oh! All right, listen, Grant, I got another caller, and I'm going to vomit.
I don't let her speak.
What?
He doesn't let her speak.
Well, that's very wise of you. That's very wise of you. Which is probably why no one has had a child with you yet. Okay. Oh, Grant, I'm sorry. Oh, and I hung up. Oh,
I can't wait till he comes here.
I know, I can't either. Peter Zach is on the phone, and he wants to say something. Peter, you're on the air. I don't have a song for you. Or you're not on the air, Peter. Either way, yes, because I didn't hit the talk button. Okay. I'm so sorry, Peter. You're on the air now.
Here we are.
Yes. What up?
Hello.
Yes, hello. What's going on?
Oh, I just want to send my condolences. Now you know what dealing with the VA feels like.
Oh, I can't imagine. But at least with the VA,
With the federal government.
Yeah, with the VA though, that's got to be torture because you're sick. You actually need their help. I can go to another part.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's all dated system, so that's what you got to deal with.
Yeah. Well,
but
and
hey, when a door closes, a window opens.
That's absolutely right. And by the way, that's I think really what's at play here is that the system has not caught up to the world that we are living in today. And so they're going off this, they're trying to make it work and somehow fit in. And it's hard to do. I wouldn't want their job. Because, everybody's seen that woman who has all the social media channels, and she did these shorts from Pickett's Charge and the Virginia Memorial, and her cleavage is showing. And she's probably got to have 100,000 views by now on each one of those. She didn't get a permit. I specifically said, what about Chesty Love? Like, did she get a permit? No. But they're aware of her, but they can't go after her. Well, they can.
They just don't know who she is.
Well, they don't have the staff to do it. Like, they have one person to do all this stuff. So it's like they have to go after the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's kind of that's what they're doing. And I mean, there's got to be some advocacy group with, public history and stuff like that, or parks, because there's something broken with that system.
I don't know. All I know is the Explore Act seems like it might ease the pressure a bit for people like us. So just,
I don't know. All I'm saying,
those of you who are saying we should call our congressman, it's not going to do anything. It's only going to actually, honestly, if you call your congressman, it's going to probably bite me in the ass, not you in the ass.
Yeah.
No bureaucrat likes to have somebody go right over their head because then they don't do anything for you. We don't want that. But if you are going to contact your congressman or senator, tell them to support and vote for the Explore Act. Go read it yourself. I put the link in the, what is it called? The comments. Anyway, what else you got there, Peter?
Oh, living life, trying to.
That wasn't funny.
But, well, I mean, my situation sucks right now. I got a displaced disc. I got a joint out of place.
Oh.
I just found out I'm diagnosed with POTS, so I'm just laughing at it all.
I've heard of that, POTS. What is that?
It's an autoimmune system where I can't adjust my body heat.
Oh.
So when it gets hot, I get really dizzy. I might pass out.
Really?
It won't kill me, but it just makes life miserable.
Well, what if you get really dizzy on the rim of the Grand Canyon? Then it'll kill you.
Yeah, I'm going over. Better bring a parachute.
Speaking of parachutes, did you hear about the parachute spiders that are going to be landing on our heads soon?
No, we're not talking about that.
Well, I saw a report.
We're not. Yes.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
But it's not that
I
bad.
don't know, because I'm already going to be itchy. Like,
they
for
don't
the rest
fly,
of
but they can
float. I can go up to 100 miles.
Yeah.
Just floating on the air. Believe it
Giant
or not,
spiders.
I'm a spider on the air.
The bodies get to 4 inches.
No.
All right, but first of all, wait. They said that it's the babies that do the floating. The adults don't. They just make their webs and they sit there.
But don't they also weren't they the ones that like fall from trees?
Well, a lot of spiders fall from trees.
Yes. Well, could you imagine an adult of those falling from a tree?
If that falls on me, nope.
Which
I'm never
ones are
going
the ones
outside
that carry
again.
small animal bones up into trees and drop them on unsuspecting people?
I think I saw that in Tarzan once.
Yo, Eric. I am starving.
Okay, well, let's... Peter, thank you for the call. We're going to get moving so that poor Beth can eat while I'm vomiting. All right, thank you,
priorities.
sir. But we also have our buddy Joe Denise. Looks like he's from Baton Rouge in 2024.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Joey. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry to hear about your tour. I was in France.
It's not my tour,
When I heard
my
about
friend.
it, I was upset.
It's your tour. It's everybody's tour. It's not mine. It's yours.
It's everybody's tour.
Yeah.
Well, you're the guy who ran it, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't
I'm still
gain
coming up
anything
next
from
weekend.
it. So yeah,
I
okay.
know. I'm still coming up next weekend. I had everything booked, so I'm coming up. So and I said not Baton Rouge. I said Mattness.
Oh, well, maybe you take the marbles out of your mouth and the screener will be able to understand you better.
No
Joe,
one else laughed.
I know. Joe, when you know what we should all do? We should just find somewhere to go. Maybe let me go like the beer garden at ABC. No. People can do their own tours. I'm not organized because I'll get in trouble if something that I'm there for happens. I'll get in trouble. But you guys can do your own thing, and then maybe we can get lunch or something at ABC, or because it's outdoors. And we could all bitch.
I think it's a great idea. The weather's supposed to be nice next weekend.
That is a good idea.
It is a good. It is supposed to be nice next weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, golly, we're gonna have a nice.
It's supposed to be nice all week.
All right, good. Well, good.
I told everybody in the comments, first round's on me.
Well, there you go. We have like 93 people watching right now. So 93 people, go to ABC. We'll do it at noon on the 15th. And Joe's drinking the first round together. No, he's buying the first round. You're drinking it. He's buying it.
I think he'll probably
Well,
wait to
anyhow,
see.
I wanted to see how long that would go before somebody spoke. I'm sorry, Joe. Yes, go ahead.
Anyhow, Matt, I hope to see you next weekend, and hope all is well. I could say I survived a Taylor Swift concert without getting trampled by the Swifties.
Oh, God, that sounds horrible.
It wasn't that bad. It was a good concert.
Joe, we have to talk when you come. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? It was a good concert. Oh, my God. Well, listen, I'm glad you had fun at Tay-Tay's concert. And did you see Keith Sweat or whatever her boyfriend's name is? What's his name?
Keith Sweat.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. I was way off.
That's an R&B. That's a 90s R&B artist.
What was his song? Was it, I just want to get close to you? That wasn't his song.
No.
What was Keith Sweat's song?
No, it wasn't.
Well, someone will know it.
Nobody?
Remember.
Nobody?
No, I think nobody. Nobody but me or something.
Nobody but me.
We're kids from the 90s.
I know. Nobody but me. Nobody.
I was a kid from the 90s, and I do not remember anything.
Now.
Keith Sweat, 62. Nobody but me.
Nobody is one of the songs. Very good, Joe.
Without you, baby.
It went just like that.
Oh. Nobody.
And Twisted.
I'm nobody. No. And then his other song, Twisted. I remember that one. Twisted. I'm twisted. In the blankets. Get me out of here. All right. You guys are fantastic. Joe, thank you very much for the call. I appreciate it. I'll see you next weekend.
See you next weekend.
All right. Have a good one. All right. Well, that's it. So thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks for, all the words of encouragement and support that you've given. This is not the end of the world. It's something I was expecting for 5 years. I just was expecting to hear it, or hoping that I'd hear it, during the winter so I could plan for it a little better. But that's not how life works. And so what? So what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? They do it to the foundation. They do it to ABT. They do it to all these big ones. Why aren't they going to do it to me? I'm little. I'm the little guy. I'm the underdog. I'm the guy who, remember, Cindy, I said, can I borrow those pennies that you were about to throw away? Because she makes substantially more than I do. And so I said, can I borrow those pennies you're about to throw away? Because if I can get those two, I now have $2 worth of pennies, and I can go and get bubblegum. But bubblegum's $2.50 now. So, you know,
Wow.
I'm not trying to, you know,
the world's smallest violin.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad or anything, but you know, sometimes, you know, it's the little guy that gets hurt. The little guy gets squashed by laws and red tape, and then big guys come in and steal his stuff, and then they get the credit for it. You know, and then I end up out in the streets, and Cindy's like, "Yeah, I remember Matt before I kicked him out of the house because we had no money."
God.
Remember?
Where is?
This is just what's going to happen because of this one little thing. It's the butterfly effect, and so thank you all for everything.
That's quite a turn. Quite a turn.
Nice transition.
I'm sorry. It's the botulism. I think it's getting in my brain because I don't really know what I'm talking about. Grant
There's
says,
like this green vein going up the side of your head.
yeah, that's usually what happens when I'm
Yeah.
about to have a coronary. It's my third one I think I'm heading for today. Grant says, money and cigarettes is somehow not the hit Taylor Swift is. Yeah, I don't understand it because I wore the same type of miniskirts that she does back in the money and cigarettes
Lord.
days.
Oh, there's something that will never get out of my head.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think that's it for everybody. I'm going to go to sleep because I feel quite literally shitty. Also
Why do I hear
glad.
so much
Oh, it's because you
feedback?
know why? I'm sorry. It's the phone line. I'm so sorry, guys. Also glad to see my congressman responding to the bill Matt linked. Oh, very nice. Also, the other congressman from the Pacific. Now, we all know that the Pacific is a tiny little inland sea right off the Pacific. Oh, he corrected it. It is supposed to be Pacific. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. I was just making it up, hoping that I was right, and I was completely wrong. Hey, everybody!
Shocking.
Thank you for coming on. We have some listeners who are here for Christmas, and I want to say hi. If you just walk over to that microphone real quick and say hello. Give us your names and social security numbers, and we'll let the audience get to know.
Hi and thanks. Very much appreciating letting us be here. It was very fun.
That was gripping. What's your name? Tell us your name.
Greg.
Greg. There you go. And you're here with your lovely wife,
Christine.
Christine. Okay. And Christine arranged this for you for Christmas, right? You got a tour. Stop walking away from the microphone. I'm trying to talk to you. Jesus.
I'm camera shy.
Well, that's all right. The camera's really not getting you.
It was for Christmas, and I was very surprised when she did it for me, and I was very thankful for it.
Now, this isn't your Christmas gift. This is part of it. The trip to Gettysburg and a tour and, better stuff is...
We're in Gettysburg quite a bit, but this is a special treat.
And how many thousands of dollars are you donating to the nonprofit?
Checks in the mail.
There you go. Very good. We don't know where to send it yet. Let us let you know when we have the bank account set up. But thank you very much for coming.
So to be clear,
Yes.
at no point in time when he got this gift was he aware that he was going to get to hear stories about your gastrointestinal problems today.
That's the beauty of the show, Eric. That's the beauty of the show. You never know what you're going to get.
So true.
Addressing Gettysburg's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I wish Colby was here, but he's not. He's up in Viagra Falls. All right, everybody, listen, that's it. Let's get going. Thank you all for everything, literally everything. And be nice to the Park Service. Get your congressman to support the Explore Act. And we'll see you next week. And you'll love it. Goodbye.
AG Today's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin MacLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Cowlery, Bethany Gingling, Debbie Jones, and Sydney Compton. Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We'll need a couple thousand patrons to be able to put people up in hotels. Speaking of patrons, maybe you'd like to become one. You'll find plenty of perks over there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. So go to patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
Well, you can't say that's too small.
Try and don't get it done. I wouldn't make it a habit calling me that.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Let your friend choke to death out in that river. Listen to me, you whining little whelp.